So he knew something.
He knew something that we had lost.
We've lost how this is now.
Yeah.
Going weaker and weaker. See how it's coming? It's coming down. And as we get towards the point where we agreed to measure it, you can see it's bop. It's dropped down.
Straight down.
It's gone down to It's done. It's done about half the whole scale. That's effectively 2,500 nanotesla over a 10-meter distance.
There is something in the earth here. There are some means by which they have actually reduced the strength of the field as they actually approach the house.
You very rarely see a drop of that magnitude over such a short distance. So he knew something.
He knew something that we had lost.
We've lost.
During our time with Brendan, he told us about an architect called Daniel Robinson, who had designed many important buildings in Ireland. By pure chance, Brendan had tested one of them and noticed a strange effect happening. Whilst geopathic stress lines were heading towards the building, they would fade in strength and stop at the outside walls, starting again on the other side.
These energies are invisible, and what we can't see, it's difficult to believe in. I've brought a geomagnetometer with me so we can underpin his findings with a scientific approach too.
In our first test, we asked Brendan to find a geopathic stress line. Roger would then try to verify this with a geomagnetometer, an instrument that measures changes in the Earth's magnetic field.
In the middle, right, so it's now calibrated to be in the middle. You see that?
Yeah.
You see that? You see that's the geomagnetic side of it.
And that's exactly where I found the geopathic stress line.
Yeah. So as I go away from the crack, the strength drops. Yep, and as I come back towards the crack, it goes back up. Reliably and replicably. That's science, you see. You can do it time and time again. If I came back 10 years from now and did this same exercise, you'd see the same thing.
So these are your diving rods?
Well, they are, but they're much slower than yours.
At last, I've been proven that I wasn't talking rubbish.
No, that's a completely scientific instrument.
Right, so it could be a subterranean water moving or flowing in that direction.
In that direction, or it could be a metal tube of some sort.
It's more than coincidental that this is where I found the geopathic stress line, and this is where you're finding... This is the absolute confirmation of that signal that you're receiving from the much more sensitive cells of your body and your muscles than this is capable of detecting.
Roger has spent his life talking about the kind of sensitivities that Brendan displays naturally.
You set up an independent research laboratory. Would that be unusual in the UK?
Yes, most of the scientific research is conducted in universities or in government-sponsored laboratories.
Being independent allows them a freedom of speech that most scientists don't have, due to the fact their jobs often rely on government or industry funding. We had heard time and again that animals had not lost their natural ability to detect and avoid geopathic stress.
Now we have another line coming in here, which means that the two lines are going to cross in here. That's what they call a vortex, right? Yeah. This line is 8 in strength, this one is 7, which means that this one is 15. So it's almost twice as bad as that. It's a combination of both. Right, so that'd be a very bad one there.
That's why none of them lie in it. Yeah, well, we had actually noticed that there was a couple of cubicles that the cows didn't lie in, and we were wondering the reason for that.
We set up a time-lapse camera and filmed for 3.5 days continuously. The pen next to the wall had 2 strong geopathic stress lines running through it. As Brendan predicted, cows avoided the pen, whilst the others were in constant use. Although time was against us, we went to Castle Burgh, another building designed by the same architect as Johnstown Castle. We asked Roger to carry out the same tests, and found the results were identical. Not only had we proved that Brendan was detecting a signal with the dowsing rods, we'd also shown that geopathic stress was known about many years ago. This offered us a tantalizing view as to what our ancestors really knew about geopathic stress and how they avoided it.
I believe that all the materials in the world are there for us to solve certain problems, and certainly in the past they would have been more in tune with which ones did which job. And it doesn't surprise me at all that back in time, if you were building a fairly impressive house, that you would go to all lengths to make it safe and secure.
Here at Monart House, an architect was incorporating the knowledge of geopathic stress lines in a new development.
A little over 7 acres to actually test for any geopathic stress lines. We have to mark them all, then we'll have an engineer out and he'll actually map them, digitally map them onto an ordnance survey map, so it'll have a permanent record of where they are.
We realised that where we were intending to put a lot of the bedrooms, there was some very, very strong major lines in that area. So we had to rethink about it and actually positioned them in an area that we were going to put some bedrooms, but we ended up putting all the bedrooms because there's really only 2 lines there and it's very easy to design a project around them. It's good to know these, and at the very least, if we design around them, it's not causing us any expense or any other problems with construction. It's just a matter of knowing it's there and working with it. If it can keep us healthy and save our lives, what's the problem?